in order to get more market share. Else, your market share would be eaten by somebody else and you will be left with nothing. Hi, my name is Alok. I'm father of two boys, nine trees, husband to one of the most beautiful princesses of the world. I'm an engineer, an MBA, an entrepreneur, traveler, author, blogger, podcaster, a parenting expert, and a business enthusiast for the last 20 years. And I'm here helping all you business owners, either aspiring or existing, to build and scale up their businesses in multiple level of ROIs and make you time independent. So, business owners, entrepreneurs, today I'm going to talk about how to be ahead of competition. Who doesn't know that competition prevails at each and every place, at each and every industry, and at every walks of your life? Everywhere there is a competition. But still, people are growing. Still, businesses are growing. Then what are they doing to beat the competition? आखिर वो कर क्या रहे हैं, right? So you know what? We always keep on creeping. Mostly the business owners keep on creeping that I'm not able to do certain things or I'm not able to grow because of competition. They don't find ways to be ahead of their competition. There's the other way of thinking. Competition would be there. You can't control. There is a great population either in our country India, or even if you talk about the world population. Everybody is trying to do something. Everybody is trying to do something on his own, or trying to get into something which is working, right? So if it is fetching money, obviously people will be moving more and more towards it, correct? So competition is obvious to be there. Now, as a business owner, you have to understand how you can beat your competition, right? So we have seen examples in the past. Companies like Nokia, BlackBerry, they have been moved out of this smartphone industry because they could not keep up themselves in order to move ahead with the competition. They cannot cope up with the times because they were not innovative enough to give more value to their customers either by their product or services, and they were all almost finished. If I talk about Hindustan Motors company, the company which was making and manufacturing ambassador cars, right? It is shut down. You must be knowing about Kodak, the still photography camera, the roles which we were using during our young age, I would say, right? So we have seen lots of examples. We have seen picture tube industry. We do have in the initial ages that CRT monitor, right? That CRT monitor picture tube companies are now gone because people move from the thicker version of the CRT to LCD, LED, and plasma monitors. So we can say that the times are changing, the requirements of your customers are changing, right? Based on that, we have to understand what our competition is doing, and we have to be one step ahead, at least one step ahead, so that we get more of the market share and we survive, we grow. So today I'm going to talk about that only because I understand that people are just complaining and nagging, but they're not doing the right things what they should be doing it, right? So competition exists in every market. Smarter companies nullify this effect of competitors in order to increase their market share, right? Market is the same. If you do good, you get more market share and you do good business, right? So to become a successful business, you need to find ways to step one step ahead at least of your competition, because if you don't do it, you'll be lagging behind. So doing so is often easier said than done, and there's no single way and there is no simple answer to tell you how you can be ahead, how can beat your competition. This is very dynamic. There is no simple formula of it, but there are certain ways wherein you can, if apply, you can be ahead of your competition. So I'm going to talk about those certain strategies wherein if you do those, you can be ahead of your competition. And before going ahead with the pointers, I'd like to tell you a simple example, which is we are saying to be ahead of your competitors, you have to be very innovative. And I'll be giving you two such examples which is prevailing currently in the market. You see how Apple is working. All those smartphone companies, they were working and still working on Android technology, wherein Apple devised its own, and today it is charging premium. Since beginning it is charging premium. iPhone 13 has been launched, right? You must be knowing it. It is costing in India around 1,30,000 rupees or something. But people are affording it. People who can afford, they are buying it, right? Because there is a sense of uniqueness. There is sense of something which is we as a human beings like being elated, right? We are not amongst the common person, right? Anybody who has a 1 lakh rupee phone, obviously he feels elated. Although uh, it is not so in terms of having life experiences, but again there is a factor when you want to be standing out of the crowd, right? And when it comes to technology, their features, obviously their features are better than any of the Android phones. Right now Android phones are copying it again, but they are again one step ahead. I would say not one step ahead, they are far, even 5 6 steps ahead of those Android technologies, right? Now, coming to car technology, you see, uh, now Tesla, Elon Musk is making electrical cars, and now the electrical cars are being manufactured in India as well. When the market was crowded with diesel, petrol, CNG, and LPG driven vehicles, Elon Musk started making electrical cars. Now he is ahead of the competition. People are following him. So to be a leader, you have to think something very, very creative and unique so that you become the leader and you get the maximum market share. Other people will be following you, right? Now let us talk about few of the strategies. Thank you, Ron Editor. Few of the strategies wherein I'll be talking about how you can be better in terms of moving ahead with your competition. So, very short points and crisp points I'll be talking about. First, know your competition. Unless and until you know your competition, what they are doing, what they are offering, what is their price, what is their services, you'll not be able to do something extra, right? Do something better, do something unique which they are not doing. So, understanding what they are doing is the primary one, right? Number two, know your customers. So customer expectation is changing dramatically. Your customer would be having some kind of a buying different kind of a buy behavior in the month of January if it is cold, or in June if it is very hot, right? So it is very dynamic again. So find out what matters to your customers now, right? If you want to do business now, what is what they are looking at? Maybe they're looking for something which is very affordable, maybe very flexible, maybe something very premium, or something latest which they must have thought of, or they must have heard about it in any of the discovery channels or news channels or something like that. So you can do this by completing a customer survey. So knowing customers is very much important. Now number three is differentiate. It is very much essential to give your customer a good reason to come to you rather than going to your competition. So you can do this by completing work on your customer value proposition and how to tap into customers want. It's not what customer is needing, it is what customer is wanting, right? Understand the difference between need and want. Want is something which is coming from the heart, right? It may or may not be necessarily required for him to progress in their life, but it is what he or she is feeling to have. So work on the want part, not the need part, right? Okay, now it should be very clear and obvious to you and your customers that no one should have to ask what's make you different, right? If I have a pen, if I have a unique pen with me, obviously it gives me a differentiation with what I'm using a German pen, right? So whenever I go to somebody or when somebody sees my pen, he feels that this is a very uncommon thing which he is having. So I'm differentiating myself from other people, right? Now, number four is step up your marketing. Make more effort to tell people who you are, what you sell, and why they should buy from you, right? I always have this thing in the mind, and I always ask my customers as well why you would be buying from me and why you should buy from me. These are the 3 points you should buy from me, right? So if your customer is convinced enough to come to you with a valid reason that these are the reasons they are coming to you for, your market share is going to increase and you'll be ahead of your competition, right? Now, number five is update your image. Perception. When I say image, it's the perception. So simple steps such as creating some kind of a new experience to your customers, like maybe if you're running a store or an office, make it bit decorative, make it bit different from others. If somebody is coming to your office, or even if you are doing your business online, try to show something new. As what I'm doing right now, you must be seeing I have some different kinds of lights I use, so that makes me a bit different. So that gives me a uniqueness in terms of reaching to my customers and beating my competition ahead. It is a very small thing, but it creates an impression in a customer's mind, right? So you can be differentiated in terms of your presentation, your even business card, your social media presence, your website, your packaging, your clothing, anything. You should be having a reflection of your USP in terms of your customers, right? Coming to number 6, look after your existing customers. So there would be your competitors who would be targeting your customers. So what you need to do is you need to catch hold on your existing customers, and you should not let them go, because they may be loyal, and if you are able to cater to their services, they'll be even buying more from you. So improve customer services levels by being more responsive to their needs and expectations, right? So what this will be doing it, this will be creating more loyalty, and your market share will be remaining or increasing at times, right? So it is far cheaper and easier to keep your existing customers than to find new ones. This I've already covered in one of my topics, right? Number 7, target new markets. So selling into more markets can increase your customer base and spread your risk, and you can be ahead of your competition. Suppose your competitors are selling to one particular market, maybe say for example pharmaceuticals or health industry. You can target more industries, maybe uh, hospitality, maybe some education industry. So you must be having certain products, or if you don't have, you have to create something new in order to be ahead of your competitors. And for this you have to target new market segments, right? And make sure you tailor your offer to each different market segment. Don't have only one set of product or one product which you are going to give it to all the markets. No, because the needs would be different, right? So make sure you have tailor made product for different markets. Number 8 is expand your offer. So what new products or services might your customers be interested in? Don't just guess about it. Keep asking questions with your existing customers. What do you want? What exactly we're looking at? Are you willing to buy some kind of a, you know, I'll just tell you, recently I saw an ad which Nike made. Now they have made shoes in which if you want to wear the shoes, you don't need to use your hand even. There is elastic given. The shoes has been made into two parts, and there is elastic which is stretchable. You just put in your leg and it will be expanding. You put the leg entirely into it, it will be coming back to the shape. So this is what they made. They must have surveyed with their customers that these customers don't want to tie the lace or want to use their feet. And at times when, suppose you are at a ritual, you're going to a, you know, temple or a mosque or something like that, and you want to put off your shoes, you don't want to use your hand, right? Because we assume that shoes are maybe dirty, and you don't want your hand to be dirty. So this is a need of the market, and they've developed a beautiful product like that, right? This is what you have to do. So expand your offer by asking them. Number 9 is be the best employer. So you have to hire skilled, motivate people, and people who can think new, think vibrant, right? Who are really eager to grow themselves and grow the business, right? So attracting the best people means you are going to, pay them a competitive wage again. And people of these kinds are more impressed by a good working atmosphere. So give them a good working atmosphere. Benefits such as flexible working and structured career development. If you have a good team, you are going to get more results, because there are number of heads working along with you to create something better, something new, right? And last but not the least, again, look at the future. You should be having a clear growth plan, right? And most of the successful people have the vision. All these multinational companies, what do? They have a weekly plan, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, then annually, then they have a 3 years horizon target plan, a 5 year horizon plan. So if you are confident enough to grow, you have to plan accordingly. keep that plan in mind and then make your execution plan happening that way. So that will keep you ahead of your competitors, and you will be again moving and doing a great job. So guys, this is what I wanted to tell you when I'm talking about being ahead of your competition. You have to do something new, something extra to be ahead of your competition, and that is how you're going to get more and more market share. So that is all in this episode. Looking forward to see you in another one. Thank you so much. Bye bye.